Hi, Stampers. I thought I'd share with you today a card using the Stampin' Pastels. These are super fun, soft chalks that are great for any project. I hope you got a chance to watch the intro video on different ways that we can use those. For this one, I am actually going to use the sponge daubers, and I just want to show you how fun and easy it is to make background effects with these chalks. So I'm using the Gorgeous Leaf stamp set. Don't know if you can see that there, as well as a Versamark pad and my sponge and my pastels. So super easy. I think this would make a great make and take too in a class because it's minimal supplies. Look, I don't even have the stamp set going yet. So I'm just going to assemble this. I just thought this was a great way to show off the background of this stamp set. Here we go. Whoops. Try and get that mounted. And it's easy, just like that. I'm going to mount it to one of my blocks. And then, like I said, I am using Versamark. Oh, before I get started though, I did grab myself some washi tape. This is more like a painter's tape. I wanted to make sure that I blocked off some space. Let me just get my card folded so I can see it. Look, I did a very lousy job folding that sucker. Wow, I don't think I've was that far off in a long time. All right. Go. And so, like I said, I just grabbed myself some washi tape. So I am going to block off a bit of my area because I do want some of the vanilla. I'm using vanilla cardstock today, which it's been a long time since I've actually used vanilla. But I think that that'll be good. I just want to block off some spots. So there's some at the top, some at the bottom. But I want to leave enough space in between so that I can actually put some stamping. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust. I forgot how wide this tape was. So I'm actually going to line it up to the top and the bottom just to give me more space in which to work in. And then what I'm going to do is take my Versamark. And again, I'm just inking up that particular stamp. Again, this is the Splash from the Gorgeous Leaves. And you can pick any background stamp. I'm actually going to just stamp one direction around. Now, before I stamp the other one, I want you to see how this is all stamped. So all I'm doing is taking my dauber and I'm just brushing through the whole length of that particular color shade. And then I'm just going to tap, 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 tap. Look, I need to actually drag it on here a little bit more to really lift up that chalk. And then I'm just going to tap, 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 tap where it is that for some reason, I'm not getting a whole lot of love out of this guy. So I'm going to pull him off. I'm really going to rub this back and forth. And I don't know if it's because I'm using a new dauber or what it is, but here it's finally starting to pop. And so I'm just really lifting it up. I like the look of this because this is telling me I'm going to get lots of use out of my things. Okay. Now I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm going to have to lift this up. I don't know. Can you see how it's popped? So two things. One, I can see the splatter mark there. But two, I am wondering just how well inked my Versamark pad is. So this pad is really old. I'm just going to grab the refill. We're going to see what that difference looks like once I re-ink it a little more. Because yes, it's popped, but I'm not seeing the splatter marks as prominent as I would really like to. So I'm just going to ink up this pad a little bit. Of course, because this is a thicker, gooier ink, it doesn't come out the same way as your regular ink pads, but I'm still going to blend it in. I probably should take out a bone folder or something to push it into pad so that the tip of my refill does not actually, here, let's give that a try. So the tip of my pad doesn't actually break the fibers of the pad, because that'll be what happens. Okay, now that it's nice and juiced and inked, let's try this again beside it, and we'll pick a different color to make it pop. So that was the Mango Melody in which I used. So I'm just going to overlap that now with another splash. I'm going to put that one back, and let's try and pick up some of the reds. So this is Poppy Parade. Again, I'm just going to go back and forth a whole bunch of times to pick that up. Now, again, I think there is a layer of chemical of some sort on these when you first get them, just from sitting around. Yeah, see, that isn't going to pop right away. It's because these are too new. We've got to break these in. So I am just really going to rub that with that. Okay. Normally, I would not pull out this technique as of yet. However, I have a funny feeling that that's going to be what we need to kind of drill off some of this. I can see that layer and it shine on my pastels, and I'm not loving that. Okay. Yeah, see, that works. So maybe I just need to scrape it to get this going, because now it's popping. Okay, I am going to just scrape a little bit of this onto here. I just really want to get that layer off of here. And I don't know why it's shiny. I'll have to do some research, but I'm sure it just has to do with the packaging and the molding of the product. So we're just going to get that first layer off. So if you run into this problem too, so it could be depending on that layer of your chalk, just do what I'm doing to try and like layer it off. I'm just going to pick up all that dust now with this. I don't know if you can see. Can you see that? It's shiny a little bit still. So I didn't quite scrape off where all that shine is. And that's what's preventing me from getting what I need onto my project here. It's starting to work now. Good thing I printed 2 cards so that we could try this again. Because honestly, this should not be this difficult. This really, really shouldn't be. Okay, I'm just gonna try and get a little bit more of that. You're gonna be using a whole lot of red apparently. Okay, there we go. So I've got that. I'm just going to clear off my scissors, pick off some from here, dab it. There we go. Now it's a whole lot more prominent. I'm just going to rub it in so that it really pops. See, and the nice thing is now that we've got this washi tape or this painter's tape, it is actually going to leave a bunch of the vanilla nice, crisp and clean. But look at the difference. Look at how that just absolutely popped. So when I pull back out my mango again, let's try the same thing with it. Again, I'm just using my scissors to scrape off wherever it was on that first one, just to get that yucky layer off of here. Because then that should make this ready to go for our other projects. Although I'm only doing this to one side. At least that's the side that we will need to color off of. When you're playing with this, you may want to have a wet cloth or baby white handy because they are messy. Like it is quite chalky and powdery. So just have one of those nearby. I'm going to pick up some of this Mango Melody again from here now that I got lots of chalk dust. And I'm going to go over those other pieces. Oh, Leah, look at that pop. You can totally see. Okay, so it wasn't necessarily the ink. It was definitely my powders. So I'm just going to color in right up to my my border there just so that it has the color, and we'll do like a green or something on the other side. Should we do a darker green or a lighter green? Let's do the darker green. And again, I'm just gonna scrape a layer into my little bundle here. I'm gonna have to see what this looks like after. I'm just getting this all ready so I don't run into this again at the next class. But again, this is gonna be prep you guys have to do with your own trucks too. So I'm glad it's happening to me so that you can see how to deal with that. Okay, last one, I'm gonna do the background one more time, but now this is nice and inked. Again, I'm gonna kind of go over a little bit. Grab another brush to pick up the green or a little sponge dauber. And now, again, I'm just going over, sorry if you keep getting my head in there. Okay. So now you can kind of see how it's picked up a little bit of the red there. It is changing colors. But look at how fun and blended that is. I'm going to just blend some more of that red over here just to really show kind of, I guess, that ombre into the different color. Then we got it into the green. Now I do have a lot of dust there. So I actually have a dry cloth I'm just going to grab to pick up some of that dust, just so that when I pick this up, it's not going to fly everywhere. So this is just picking up some of that excess dust that I have on here. But now I can feel comfortable and confident. There's not going to be color that goes everywhere. But when I lift this up, actually, before I do, I think I want to stamp. So I hope you can see that background. Again, Versamark, and then just stamp it. And then using your daubers to tap over all of the colors. I think that makes such a beautiful background effect.